Groundbreaking for the new Seton Teaching Hospital.
It will be located right near the Dell Medical School over Red River and 15th Streets. Kate Whitehall's there live this morning with a preview of what it's going to look like. Hi.
Hey, good morning. Well, we're on the site right now. It's just a slab of concrete, but later on this morning, they're going to start turning dirt for the new Seton Teaching Hospital. I want to introduce you to Charlie Scarsborough. He's the executive director for the Seton Fund. Good morning.
Morning, Kate. It's great to be here this morning.
Well, it's great to have you. You have a daunting task of having to raise $50 million for this hospital. How's it going?
It's going well. We're about $7 million into it and ready to turn the dirt and get started with building the hospital. Seton's putting in about $245 million, and we're looking to the community to help us finish it to create a world-class teaching hospital.
Well, we have some animation to show the folks at home of what this hospital is going to look like. Talk about why we need this hospital to begin with.
Well, if we're going to have a world-class medical school, we have to have a world-class teaching hospital to go with it. A place where the residents can actually come and help patients.
All right, and so what's going to end up happening to Breckenridge once this hospital comes in 2017?
Well, Central Health and a group of community leaders is working on that, but it'll still continue to provide education. We've got the Center for Education over there, where a lot of simulation training already goes on. That'll probably continue, and nursing skills labs and that sort of thing. It won't be in the new hospital, but patients won't go over there. They'll go to the new Seton Medical Center at the University of Texas.
Yeah, because you were telling me earlier that when Breckenridge was built, PCs weren't even around, so they weren't even ready for that sort of thing.
Right. The technology is outdated at the old Breckenridge, and it's a terrific hospital, but there's not room for teaching. There's not the technology that's there to orient a new generation of doctors and nurses.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We certainly appreciate it. And once again, dirt's turning today, but we won't see the completed new Seton Teaching Hospital until 2017. We're live in downtown Austin. Kate Whitehall, KXAN News.
All right, Kate, thank you. Wanted to make this clear, too, that teaching hospital that Kate was talking about is separate from UT's Dell Medical School, but the two will work together, and they're under construction right now in the same area. The construction that you're seeing on Red River between 15th Street and MLK will soon be home to the Seton Teaching Hospital. Now, Kate is telling us about this morning, that one, right? It's being built on the northwest corner of 15th and Red River. Nearby crews are working on UT's Dell Medical School. Now, this medical campus will be operated by the University of Texas. The Dell Medical School will open in 2016.
As you'd imagine, the creation of the new Dell Medical School requires a lot of funding, so we took a closer look. In fact, the biggest chunk comes from the UT System Board of Regents. It will provide a perpetual annual amount of $25 million. It will also provide an extra $5 million a year for faculty recruiting for its first 8 years. $35 million a year comes from the Travis County tax revenue. Voters approved the funding for that in 2012. There are also large donations, including $50 million from the Dell Foundation and another $50 million from the Livestrong Foundation to set up a cancer institute inside. Once the school opens, more funding will come through students' tuition, state formula funding, and research grants. Seton Healthcare will be responsible for providing clinical faculty salaries and resident stipends at the new teaching hospital.